Hi friends, I am Niman and I welcome you back to this video tutorial which is about GNS3. In this video tutorial I'm going to teach you about the pipe functions. Uh, about the pipe functions, these pipe functions are basically supported by the Cisco ISs and are represented by the vertical bar, or we can say the pipe symbol of the keyboard. In the previous tutorials we have already studied about how we can change host name, enable passwords, and in the last tutorial we were done with the IP addressing and the subnetting of a network. In this section I'll show you, in this video tutorial I'll show you how we can show the startup configuration of the routers, how we can show the running configuration of the routers, and then I'll show you how we can filter this running configuration depending upon the output desired. Basically these pipe functions take the output of a command and send it to another function, and these are used to find the output of the section we are interested in. If we want to filter our output, that is if we want our outputs to be related only about interfaces, we can filter it with these commands and get our output only related to interfaces. Similarly for passwords, or even for the sections, for example VTY console, auxiliary console, all this can be filtered. So in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how we can filter, how we can use pipe functions to produce outputs of the interfaces, or we can produce outputs only which includes lines only for passwords, or we can also filter our output depending upon the section, which includes VTY console, auxiliary section. So as you can see, this network I have already configured router 1. I have done with the passwords and the IP addressing, which I have already taught you in the previous tutorials, so that we can continue with the things that I'm going to teach you in this tutorial. So we'll just go into the console line of the router 1. Okay, now as you can see, we are in the privilege mode of the router. So in order to show the startup configuration of the router, we have to write a command. Basically, first we need to know what the startup configuration is. This startup configuration is the configuration which is stored in the NVRAM, that is non-volatile RAM of the router. That is, this configuration is not deleted even if the program is not run. So this is a permanent kind of a file which is used to run the router, which is stored in the router. This is the basic configuration of the router, and if you want to check this configuration, you just have to enter the command show start up show startup configuration. I'll show you the command again. It is in the privilege mode. We are writing the command show startup configuration. That is the configuration of this router at the startup, which is the non-volatile configuration which I already told you. And then we'll just press enter. As you can see, this command is showing us the startup configuration of the router. It talks about the version, the service, and the host name, which I have not changed, which we can change, but I have enabled password here, so it will show that. Okay, and also many other things. Let's move down by pressing spacebar. It is yeah, here we go. It shows us the fast Ethernet ports, serial ports. Now here we have to note that why this is showing this IP addressing in the startup configuration. That is because I have already stored the configuration, which was the running configuration then, but I have stored it to this NVRAM by writing the command WR, which we always do to build our configuration. It is then when we write that command WR, that means write memory, it stores the running configuration into startup configuration. That is, even if we close the program, it stores the configuration just like here. As you can see here, I am done with the IP addressing, and then I have saved the configuration, and it is saved in the startup configuration of the router. The router starts with the configuration I have chose for it. So this was the startup configuration of the router. Now let's see the running configuration of the router. To show the running configuration of the router, we have to write the command show running configuration and press enter. So right now it is showing us the running configuration of the router. That is, it will show us the configuration of the router we are running. This may also include some of things we have not stored, and that is something which may be volatile. For example, if we are choosing a configuration and if we are doing the configuration of the router and we do not choose to store it, it will be volatile and it will not be there if you close the program and open it again, because that is a running configuration. Just like here we are trying to see the running configuration of the router. This is almost same as the startup configuration, because I have stored the running configuration in the startup configuration here by saving the command, by saving it using the command WR. So it will be same here. This is how we can show the initial startup configuration and the running configuration of the router. So we are done with the two things here. That is the basics of how we can show the initial and the running configuration. Now coming to the main part of this tutorial, which is the use of the pipe functions. That is the use of the filters, so that we can find the section of output which interests us. Okay, so let's see first how we can show the running configuration, which includes only the interfaces. That is, it will show us the output from the word interface, related to the word interface. For that we have to write the command show running configuration vertical bar, also known as the pipe symbol for the keyboard, and then we'll write begin interface. Take a look at the this command again. It is show running configuration begin interface. So what we are trying to do here is we have to show the configuration. We want to display the configuration which is related, which begins with the interface only. That is, we are using the filter with the help of this sign here, pipe sign, or the vertical bar on the keyboard. So after I press enter, it will show us the running configuration related to the interfaces only. So we are using a filter here. So just press enter and see what happens. Here we go. As can be seen here, it shows us the configuration only related to the interfaces. That is the configurations which begin with the interfaces of the router, which are the different port interfaces of the router. First is fast Ethernet port. Similarly, we have some serial and fast Ethernet ports, and then we'll go down. It gives us the information, it gives us the configuration of all the ports that are available in the router. So with this with this pipe function, we could see all of this interfaces which begin with the interfaces. So this filter is used to show the interfaces, Now after this pipe function, we are going to switch to another pipe function, which is used to include word, a single word, and the configuration related to it. For example, I'll write a command. This is the command for it: show running configuration vertical bar include password. Please take a look at the command again. It is show running configuration include password. So what I'm going to do here is I'm using a filter, I'm using a pipe function to show us the running configuration which includes only passwords. So this filter is used to show configurations only related to the password. So now I'll press enter. Okay, here is what I have done to this router. No service password encryption. I have not encrypted any passwords. That we have learned in the previous tutorials how we can encrypt passwords. Okay. Then I have enabled password for this router, which is chosen as a router, and also I have chosen password router for the console line. So what with this pipe function, what I could see is I did display the configuration, running configuration, which included only passwords. So another pipe function and how it is functional is shown here. I'll just highlight it again so that you can understand what basically it is. This is the command with which we can filter and show the configuration related to the passwords only. Okay, now to the third pipe function which I'm going to teach you here is about the sections. How we can show configuration about these sections, how we can display the configuration about these sections only. The sections of the router can be different. For example, a VTY section, telnet section, which is also known as telnet section. For example, a console section or auxiliary console section, auxiliary line. What I'll do is I'll write a command show running configuration vertical bar. Now I have to write section and the desired section I want to choose. I want to use this filter for example, the section I'm going to choose here is console. Then I'll take a look at the command again. It is show running configuration section console. That is, I want to show the running configuration. I want to display the running configuration of only section console. This filter is used to show the output derived only from console. So let's press enter and see if it is possible. It may take a moment. Let's try to run it again. Let's try section VTY. Okay. As you can see, with this filter, we did show the desired output from the VTY section, that is line VTY, and it is shown here. Now we'll try to show running configuration of console again. Sorry, I forgot to write section. Section console, press enter. Okay, here we go. Now the current configuration, it shows us the control, and here we go. What we did is we showed we displayed the running configuration of the section console. So it just took a moment to show it. Here it is, line console, and the timeout privilege level, and also the password which I had configured for it. So with this pipe function, we could show the output of the line console here. Okay, only related to the console section. Okay, similarly we can also show the display the running configuration of the auxiliary section. For that we have to write the command show running configuration vertical bar section aux. Press enter. It takes a moment, and here it is, line auxiliary 0, and the output of this is produced. It shows us but it displays the configuration of the section auxiliary. So in this video tutorial, what we did is we learned how we could display the startup initial configuration of the router. Then we learned how we can display the running configuration of the router. Also, we understood why this startup configuration includes non-volatile data. That is something we have stored for it, and it should be retrieved whenever we open it again. And then we learned the use of pipe functions, and what pipe functions are used for. They are used as filters to show us the configurations of the desired sections, or which can include words or different interfaces. That is all shown, that I have shown you in this video tutorial. So I hope you'll understand it, and for more help I have explained it in description also. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Thank you.